Wicca is a form of modern paganism, especially a tradition founded in England in the mid-20th century and claiming its origins in pre-Christian religions.
The triple goddess represents the feminine, nurturing side of deity. She is intuitive, creative, and magical. She is the inner nature of the deity. She is also believed to be the origin of the external universe. The triple goddess is represented by the moon. The waxing moon is the nature of her well-being, which represents creation and inspiration. The full moon represents fruition and sustenance. The waning moon represents fulfillment and endings.
The goddess is the creator, yet God emerges from her when she sets the universe into motion. The god is the goddess's divine child formed from her inner nature.
The horned god represents the male part of the religion's duotheistic theological system. He is the consort of the female triple goddess of the moon.
The horned god is associated with nature, wilderness, sexuality, hunting, and the life cycle. He has horns or antlers upon his head and is often depicted as having a beast's head, in this way emphasizing the union of the divine and the animal, the latter of which includes humanity. The triple goddess and the horned god are termed as yin and yang. Yin, the female spiritual emotive aspect of deity which is within all things and who gives all things life. Yang, the masculine, physical, volatile aspect of deity which manifests emotion and action and whose permutations build up the outer forms of living things.
Wicca acknowledges the polarity of the divine, which means that both the male and female deities are often honored. The Wiccan may honor simply a non-specific god or goddess, or they may choose to worship specific deities of their tradition, whether it be Isis, Apollo, Athena, etc.
Afterlife is a typical concept in most branches of Wicca, and there is a general willingness to accept interactions with the spirit world. The belief in and use of magic and spellwork is nearly universal within Wicca. Magic is seen as the harnessing and redirection of natural energy to effect change in the world around us. The threefold law story states whatever energy a person puts out into the world, be negative or positive, will be returned to them 3 times. The Wiccan creation story of the world is called the Before Time Was story. It includes the god and the goddesses.
Wiccans have adopted the pentacle as a symbol of the goddess Morgan. They hand trace a symbol during rituals. The 5 points represent fire, water, air, earth, and spirit, the 5 things essential for sustenance of life. Many wear it as jewelry and on altars. It is also used to cast and banish healing circles.
The Ankh, or Cross of Life, is actually an Egyptian icon rather than a Wicca symbol. In hieroglyphics, the Ankh means life. The Ankh has widely been adopted in Wicca circles for its ancient mystical meaning of eternal life and the divine union of the goddess and the god.
The waxing moon is the nature of the triple goddess's well-being, which represents creation and inspiration. The full moon represents fruition and sustenance. The waning moon represents fulfillment and endings.
Rituals mark the main Wiccan holidays as well as other events such as dedication, initiation, hand fasting, parts of the ways, Wiccan, and funerals. Many instructions for rituals and spells are contained in the Book of Shadows, a text that exists in several different versions and adaptations.
Witch is a title used by someone who practices witchcraft. The term is gender neutral. Many Wiccans are witches because of the inclusion of witchcraft in many Wiccan traditions. Some witches are not Wiccan and practice traditional craft and folk magic.
Priest and priestess is a title that may be used within various forms of paganism. In Wicca, it denotes a male or female who has been initiated into the priesthood in the 1st or 2nd degree depending on the tradition.
High priest or priestess is a Wiccan role. A male or female become a high priest or priestess once they attain the 2nd or 3rd degree, depending upon which tradition of Wicca they belong to.
Wiccan morality is expressed in a brief statement found within a text called the Wiccan Rede. As you can see, it says, "And it harm none, do what you will." Other than the Wiccan creed, the morality of Wiccas are: do as you will, be your authentic divine self. Harm no one. Whatever you give out returns to you as many times over. What you resist persists. Your thoughts and emotions create your reality. We are all one, and the witch's creed.